Okay, good evening, everybody. We're out here in front of Providence, St. Joseph at the entryway to the emergency room in the main hospital entrance here. And I'm speaking with a medical professional who's going to tell us why there's a picket out here tonight.
Nice to meet you.
By NUHW.
Hi, I'm Jesse. I'm a pharmacy technician, NUHW member, and member of our bargaining committee. And this picket is actually organized by the nurses union in support of NUHW.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Really,
Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah, so we really appreciate the nurses, showing their support and solidarity with us. We've been negotiating with the hospital for quite a few months now, and I think one of the most frustrating bargaining points is obviously wages is something that's important to everyone, of course. That's how the hospital shows their appreciation for the work that we do at a fundamental level. We all need wages to survive. And the wages proposals that the hospital has given so far have been really insulting. For me as a pharmacy technician with almost 10 years of experience working here, they offered me a 10 cents an hour wage increase, which is 0.3%. And really one of the most frustrating parts of this negotiation has really been their negotiating team from Providence. They've done a horrible job presenting their wage proposals. They presented an initial wage proposal and they billed it as a 2.75% across the board wage increase, but then when we looked at their wage scale, complete wage table that they provided us, that was not the case at all. So
that was not an accurate projection?
No, it was not a 2.75% across the board increase. It was actually quite a bit less for people with more experience. So basically anyone with more than 4 or 5 years of experience, they were getting basically nothing, 10 cents an hour. It was only people with less than 1 year of experience that were actually getting a 2.75% across the board increase. Their lawyer came back the next day after we pointed that out and apologized for misrepresenting the wage proposal they were presenting. But I think,
was there a correction made? Any improvement to that?
No, in fact, they came back with a counter proposal to our initial wage offer that was exactly the same, and they actually made the exact same error again, billing it as a 2.75% across the board wage increase. And I very specifically clarified with their lawyer, you're saying that I'm going to get a 2.75% wage increase from my current wage? And he said yes, and then he had to come back the next day and say, oh, oopsies, I didn't really mean that. You're actually only going to get a 0.3% wage increase.
Am I misunderstanding that happened basically twice?
That's correct. They've made the same error twice where they don't even understand. Their lawyer said himself that he was sorry that he did not understand the wage proposal that he was supposed to present.
I see.
So it's just incredible that we're supposed to be negotiating with someone who doesn't even understand the proposal that they're bringing to us.
Would that be considered a bad faith negotiation?
It seems that way to me. I'm not really an expert in where the line is.
Without speculating as to the intent or not.
Yes.
But
I guess we can give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it's just incompetence and they corrected their error, so that's fine. But I think that I'm entitled to be frustrated that I have to deal with that. That we all have to deal with that.
Yeah. So did that stall the negotiations? I mean, it did prolong things, of course, but...
Yeah, well, they didn't make any movement on wages from their initial offer of, basically nothing for a large part of the hospital's workforce. So...
Right. So where does it stand now? Are you guys, is negotiations stalled, or when's the next move?
We have negotiations coming up again in 2 weeks, I believe. So we'll have 2 more days of negotiations scheduled already. And we have been making, small progress here and there, especially on kind of some little non-economic issues. But it's been, again, frustrating even getting them to acknowledge problems that are in our existing contract that need to be changed. Just places in the contract where the wording didn't really make sense. We've pointed this out to them that this sentence doesn't really make sense. We need to fix this so that it's like something we can actually follow. And like they'll just say, oh no, we don't want it, we just want to stick with the current contract language, and we just have to like go over and over again with them. Like each time we'll come back with it, and it's like we never have presented to them before. And we've even had instances where we pointed out a problem in the contract that should be solved, and they say, oh yeah, you get a good point there, we'll have to talk with our managers and see what we should do to fix that. And
so
then,
they would acknowledge it.
Yeah, and then they come back the next time, and they actually bring back federal mediators to try and like mediate the problem.
Wow.
But when they came back, they didn't actually have any suggestion for how to fix the problem, and we had to present it again, and they acted like they had never heard of this problem before.
Yeah.
So
I would imagine that at times that could feel like stalling.
yeah, it's.
At what point did you guys decide to ask for backup from CNA or to get the picket going? How did that come about?
I believe it was CNA's prerogative to support us. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, they had it. I think it's a national CNA like day of solidarity, and they decided to dedicate it to our NUHW contract negotiations.
That's great.